First thing he did was chalk his wheels, name back into the cab.
All right. So now I'm going to begin my in-cab pre-trip inspection. So first, I'm going to turn the truck on, safe start it, and I'm going to build my air pressure up until my governor kickout, which on this truck it'll be at 150 psi. On the regular truck between 120 and 140 psi. So while I'm letting my air pressure build up, I'm going to do my light indicator test. So I'm going to do left turn signal, right turn signal, high beam indicator, four-way flashers, and my ABS light did turn on and turn off, and my depth indicator is working properly. All right, and we're still building up air pressure, so while we're building up air pressure, now usually on the test, Cunningham would have drove the truck to the test site, so the engine would be warmed up, air pressure would be built up to a certain point. You would just have to press on the gas pedal, it wouldn't take that long for the air pressure to build up, and you'd have enough time to probably do your light indicator test and everything like that. But now that we're waiting, I'm gonna just go ahead and do all of the other stuff while we're waiting. So I'm gonna do my light indicator test. Now I'm going to inspect my emergency equipment. So my fire extinguisher, it is not cracked, broken, or damaged. It is properly filled. It is charged in the green, and the safety pin is not missing. And it is one more, not cracked, broken, or damaged. I think that's it. So it is properly filled. It's properly filled, not cracked, broken, or damaged. Charged in the green, and the safety pin is not missing. My 3 reflective red triangles are in my baggage compartment, and I have between 3 and 6 spare fuses in my glove compartment. So that's my emergency equipment. Now for my windshield and my traffic monitoring devices, which are my my mirrors. So my windshield is clean. It is not cracked, broken, or damaged, and it has no obstructions that could block my view. My mirrors are clean. They are not cracked, broken, or damaged. They have no obstructions that can block my view, and my mirrors are adjusted to me. Now for my wipers and my washers, my wipers are working properly. The fluid spreads evenly across the windshield, and my wiper blade arms and my wiper blades are not cracked, broken, or damaged, and they are securely mounted to the truck. Now for my heater and my defroster. So I'm going to turn on my heat. I'm going to turn it on defrost. My defroster works. I'm going to turn it to my heat. And my heat works. Alright. So I'm going to turn those off. So next, I'm going to check my horns. So my city horn is working properly. My air horn is working properly as well. So now that's all of the other things that are in your in-cab inspection. Usually I would start off with the brake checks, but because we're just freshly starting the truck and I don't want to put my foot on the gas right now, we're just going to do the other things. We just did the other things first. So we're almost to 150 psi. Once we get to 150 psi, we're gonna get my governor. You're gonna hear my governor kick out, and then once we hear the governor kick out, we're going to begin the brake test. right, so that's my governor kick out. So now we're going to begin with our 4 brake tests, right? So I'm going to turn the truck off. All right, the engine is turned off. I'm going to place the key in the on position. So now my gauges are active. All right, and my wheel is already chalked. So now I'm going to begin my first brake test, which is my static brake test. So I'm going to release the brakes and let the brake stabilize. All right, now that the brakes are stabilized, so I'm going to start with my static brake test. And my static brake test is within a 60-second period of time with no pressure applied to the brakes. I should lose no more than 3 psi pressure. So at this time, your instructor, you would ask your instructor to take out a stopwatch and time me for the 60 seconds. He's going to ask when you're ready, and when you're ready, you tell him go ahead and go and time you. So we're going to imagine we got a timer and that there were 60 seconds that just passed. So that is my static brake test, and it passed. Now I'm going to do my applied pressure brake test. So with my foot applied to the brake, I should lose no more than 4 psi pressure within a 60-second period of time. So I'm going to put my foot on the brake, and I will tell the instructor that I'm ready. 60 seconds is going by, right? So now, that is my applied pressure test, and it passed. So now I'm going to do my low air warning brake test. So I'm going to fan my brake until my air pressure gets to about between 55 and 65 psi pressure, and my low air warning alarm should sound, and that'll be the constant beeping that you will hear. So now I'm going to fan my brake down. So that is my low air warning brake test, and it sounded at about 65 psi pressure. So now I'm going to do my emergency brake test. So I'm going to continue to fan my brake down to about 20 to 40 psi pressure, and my emergency brakes should activate. So we'll be looking at these 2 knobs right here. All right, so that is my emergency brake test. So that passed. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the truck back on, and we're going to build the air pressure back up to about 120 psi pressure so we can begin our parking and our trailer brake checks. have enough air pressure built up, so now I'm going to go unchuck my wheel. Now that my wheel is unchucked, I'm going to do my my trailer brake test first. So I'm going to release my tractor brake, which is the yellow knob. Put the truck in drive, and I'm going to tug on it. Make sure that my trailer holds, and it did hold. Now I'm going to release my trailer brake and make sure that my parking brakes work properly. Put it in drive. And it did hold. Now we're going to do the service brake check. So going no more than 5 miles per hour, I'm going to drive the truck forward, having my hands just above the steering wheel. I'm going to stop on the service brake to make sure that my service brakes works properly, and that the truck neither pulls to the right or to the left. All right. That is my service brake check. So that is my in-cab inspection. So now we're coming to our light operations check. So what you want to do on this section of the test is turn the truck off and then go to your instructor and say, I'm ready for my light operations check. If you don't mind, could you help me out with this one with this test by stepping out of the vehicle and checking to make sure my lights are properly working. So in the front of the vehicle, I would like for you to check for my clearance lights at the top, my left and right turn signals, my four-way flashers, my low beam headlights, and my high beam headlights. So that's in the front of the vehicle. On the sides of the vehicle, I would like for you to check for my clearance lights on the side of my tractor and my trailer, my left and right turn signal, and my four-way flashers. At the top of the trailer, I would like for you to check the clearance lights in the front, and in the rear of my trailer, I would like for you to check the clearance lights at the top, my left and right turn signals, my braking light, my tailgate, and my four-way flashers. So that's what we'll do. We will. So that's how you will perform that, or how you would verbally request that test. So your instructor will get out of the truck and he will check your lights. So in the front, you would just call them out. Left turn signal, right turn signal, my headlights, clearance lights, four-way flashers, right? Then you'll go on the side of the truck. Left turn signal, right turn signal, four-way flashers, and my clearance lights. And then in the rear of the truck, he'll go by behind the trailer. Then you'll flip on your left turn signal, your right turn signal. You're gonna step on the brake to make sure your brake lights work. Then you're gonna turn your four-way flashers on, and he's gonna make sure that your tailgate and your clearance lights at the top of the trailer work as well. And also he will make sure that the clearance lights at the top of the front of the trailer work as well. So that's your light operations check. So now we're going to exit the vehicle and we're going to begin inspecting the front of the truck and under the hood. So now we have the front of our vehicle checklist. So what we're going to look at in the front of our vehicle, and I'm just going in the specific order that's congruent to how the truck is made. So I'm going to start at the front, and I'm going to check the lenses in the front. Then I'm going to go under the hood. Then I'm going to finish my checklist for my fluids, my fluid levels, my fluid and air leaks, and then I'm going to inspect my steering system. And then I'm going to go around the truck and then inspect the rest of the lenses there, right? So, my clearance lights, my lenses are clean, proper color, not broken, and not missing. My headlight covers or my headlight lenses, they are clean, proper color, not broken, and not missing. That is the verbiage that you must say in order to get credit for this portion of the test. So now we're going to go under the hood. All right, so now I'm going to check my fluid levels, which we're going on this side. So, my cooling reservoir, it is filled to the proper manufacturer recommended level of fluid, and I can tell that here is my sight glass, and that it is between the minimum and maximum level of fluid. You actually have an even better one. It says max and minimum right here. My oil fill and my oil dipstick. My oil, the way that I would check that is I would take my dipstick out, I would take a rag, wipe it off, place it back in there, take it out, and make sure that my oil level is between the minimum and maximum level. So that's for your oil. Now for my power steering fluid. My power steering fluid is filled to the manufacturer recommended level, and I can tell here at the sight glass that it is in between the minimum and the maximum level of fluid. So now you would check for fluid and air leaks. So the verbiage that you would say for that is, I do not see any puddles on the ground, and I do not see any visible fluid leaks. And all of my hoses, they have no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. They're not cracked, torn, or worn. And I do not hear any audible air leaks coming from my truck. So that's my fluid and air leaks check. All right, so now we're going to inspect the steering system. So my steer shaft is properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. My U-joints for my steer shaft are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged. My steer shaft has no more than 10 degrees of play. My steering gearbox is properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, and it is not leaking. My power steering hose, which connects my power steering fluid reservoir. So my power steering fluid hose, which is connected to my power steering fluid reservoir, and my power steering gearbox, it is no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and it is not cracked, worn, or torn. My pitman arm, my drag link, and my upper control arm are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, and they have the proper castle nuts and cotter pins. And so that is your steering system. Now I'm going to do my suspension system along with my my tires and my wheels. So my shock absorber is bolted on tight from top to bottom, is not cracked, broken, or damaged, and it is not leaking. My leaf spring mount hangers, they're properly secured and mounted, not cracked, broken, or damaged. My leaf spring is properly secured and mounted. It is not cracked, broken, or damaged. It is not shifted, and there's no space in the middle that can indicate scissoring. My middle saddle and my U-bolts, they're properly secured and mounted. They are not cracked, broken, or damaged. Now I'm going to go down to my brakes or my brake hoses. So my brake chamber hose is properly secured and mounted. It has no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and it doesn't have any audible air leaks. My ABS line is properly secured and mounted. It has no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and it doesn't have any audible air leaks. Looking at my brakes, my brake pads and my brake drums, they are properly secured and mounted. They're not cracked, broken, or damaged, and they don't have any oil or grease or any other contaminants that could affect my braking capabilities. So for my tire, my tread surface, it has no cuts, it is not worn, it has no tears or no exposed body plies for the tire. And I will measure my tread with a tread depth gauge to make sure that my tread is no less than 432 seconds of tread depth on my tire. The side wall of my tire, it is not cut, it is not torn, and it doesn't have any exposed body plies. And it has no bulges or anything like that that could indicate any damage to the tire. And my tire is filled to between 100 and 110 psi pressure. The way that I would check that is with the tire valve gauge for my valve stem, which is right here. And I will hook that up to my valve stem to make sure that both tires are the proper tire pressure of 100 psi. My rim, my inner and my outer rim, they're not cracked, broken, or damaged, right? They have no rust streaks, and they have no illegal welds or drill holes, and there's no space in between my rim and my tires that can indicate any damage to the tire and to the rim. My studs are not cracked, broken, or damaged. The stud is not broken. It has all of the tread on the studs, and they are not elongated. My lug nuts are properly mounted and secured. There's no rust streaks or any shininess that can indicate looseness, and the lug nuts are not broken. And also with the studs on the rim, with the lug nuts on the rim, the stud is not broken as well. So that is my steering axle and my tire and my rim. Now we're going to go to the side of the vehicle. So I'm going to close the hood. All right. So my hood mirror and my hood mirror bracket, it is properly mounted and secured. The bracket is not cracked, broken, or damaged, and is not bent. My mirrors are clean, not cracked, broken, or damaged, and they have no obstructions that can block my view. My side view mirror bracket is properly secured and mounted. It is not cracked, broken, or damaged. It is not bent. And my side view mirrors are clean, not cracked, broken, or damaged, and they don't have any obstructions that could block my view. My side tractor clearance light lens, I have two of them, one on this side, one on the other one. The lens is proper color, it is clean, not damaged, and it is not missing. My battery box, the actual battery box itself is properly secured and mounted. It is not cracked, broken, or damaged. All of my connections are properly secured and mounted. They are tight, and they have no excessive corrosion. And all of my wires connected to my batteries, they're properly secured and mounted. They have no wears, they're not torn, they're not frayed, or have any cuts or cracks or anything of that nature. My def tank, it is properly secured and mounted. The def tank is not leaking, and my cap is hand tight, and also my def tank is not cracked, broken, or damaged. My fuel tank is properly secured and mounted with my fuel straps. It is not cracked, broken, or damaged. It is not leaking in my fuel tank or in my fuel lines. And the cap is not cracked, broken, or damaged, and it is tightly secured and mounted. Now I'm going to inspect my coupling system. So, my emergency line, my electrical line, and my service line, all of them, they are not, the hoses are not cut, cracked, torn, taped. Yeah, okay. Cut, cracked, chafed, spliced, taped, or worn. So let me say that again. So my emergency line, my electrical line, and my service line, none of my hoses are cut, cracked, chafed, spliced, taped, or worn. My connectors for my emergency line, my electrical line, and my service line, they are seated and sealed, they are free of any damage, and they are locked into place. And all of my wires, they are not tangled together, they are not crimped, they are not pinched, and they're not dragging on the vehicle or dragging on the ground. So you have to use that exact verbiage in order to get credit for your air hoses. Also, one more thing. My tractor frame and my cargo floor of my trailer, they don't have any breaks, cracks, or any other damage. And my tractor frame, it has no illegal welds or drill holes. So now for my fifth wheel. My fifth wheel is properly secured and mounted. It is not cracked, broken, or damaged. It is properly greased. And for my apron, it is properly secured and mounted. It is not cracked, broken, or damaged. And it is no space or daylight coming in between my fifth wheel and my apron. My release handle is properly secured and mounted. It is not cracked, broken, or damaged. And it is in a locked position. My locking jaws are securely locked around the kingpin. My kingpin is properly secured and mounted, and it is not cracked, broken, or damaged. My trailer, front trailer clearance light lenses, they are clean, proper color, not broken, and they are not missing. My reflective tape for my trailer, it is not missing, and it is securely affixed to my trailer. My trailer landing gear, it is properly secured and mounted, not cracked, broken, or damaged. My crank handle is properly secured and mounted. It is not cracked, broken, or damaged, and it is in a locked position. My sand shoes are properly secured and mounted. They're not cracked, broken, or damaged. And I have enough space between my fifth wheel and my landing gear in order for the truck to clear all of my turns. At the back of the tractor, I have my tractor or rear tractor lenses, light lenses. They're clean, proper color, not missing, and they're not damaged. And I also have two reflectors up there as well. They're clean, proper color, not missing, and not damaged. My side trailer clearance light, I have two of them, one on this side, one on the other side. My lenses are clean, proper color, not missing, and not damaged. So my trailer, coming to my trailer tandems, my tandem pins are not damaged and they are securely mounted. And my tandem release handle is securely mounted, and it is not cracked, broken, or damaged. My ABS light lens, it is clean, the proper color, not broken, and it is not missing, and it did illuminate on my light operations check. My marker light, I have two of these, one on this side, one on the other side of the trailer. It is clean, or the lens is clean, proper color, not broken, and not missing. Now to the rear of my trailer, I have my clearance lights at the top. The lenses are clean, proper color, not broken and not missing. My reflective tape on my trailer doors and my bumper, they are not missing and they are securely affixed to the trailer. And my rear trailer light lenses, they're clean, proper color, not broken and not missing. And so that is all. That is all for the pre-trip, and that is how you inspect a tractor and the trailer according to the 2023-2024 standards for, well, here, Missouri Department of Transportation.